Gas Laws, Gay-Lussac and Combined Gas Laws by szymczak.
And Melissa Welch. Important vocab to know. Volume. Volume is the amount of space that a substance or object occupies.
Pressure is a force exerted by the substance per unit area on another substance.
Temperature, a measure of the intensity of heat.
Absolute temperature, temperature in Kelvin from absolute zero.
Kelvin, the primary unit of measurement in the physical sciences.
Absolute zero, a hypothetical temperature where all molecular movement stops.
What is Gay-Lussac's law? Gay-Lussac's law states that for a gas, temperature and pressure are directly proportional. The equation is P1 over T1 is equal to P2 over T2.
What does that mean? When temperature is increased, pressure is increased, and when temperature is decreased, pressure is decreased.
For example, in a jar, if you heat up the gas in the jar, the pressure will be increased, causing the particles to move at a quicker speed. In this drawing, the arrows represent how fast the particles are moving.
Or you can do it the other way. If you cool down the gas in the jar, pressure in the jar will decrease, causing the gas particles to move slowly. In this drawing, we didn't draw any arrows to represent how slow the particles are moving. We're going to do an experiment demonstrating Gay-Lussac's law.
The supplies needed is 2 cups of water, 2 different beakers, food coloring, a lighter, and a candle.
The first step is to pour 2 cups of water into a glass container.
The next step is to add a few drops of food coloring.
The food coloring is used so you can see the experiment more clearly. The next step is to light the candle after you put it into the container.
3. The next step is to cover the candle with a clear glass jar and see what happens.
The water in the jar is rising. The water in the jar rose all the way up. Because the temperature in the jar increased, the pressure in the jar increased, making the water rise.
In the experiment, the temperature in the jar was increased because of the flame, causing the pressure to increase, making the water rise. This shows how Gay-Lussac's law works.
Next, combined gas laws. But first, more vocab you should know.
Charles' law. Charles' law states that for a given amount of gas at a constant pressure, volume and temperature are directly proportional.
Boyle's law states that for a gas, pressure and volume are inversely proportional, meaning that when one goes up, the other goes down.
So, what is a combined gas law? The combined gas law combines Charles' law, Boyle's law, and Gay-Lussac's law.
What exactly does that mean? It means that pressure times volume times temperature equals the constant. The formula used is P1 times V1 over T1 equals P2 times V2 over T2.
Let's do some example problems.
Carbon dioxide occupies a 2.54 dm cubed container at STP. What will be the volume when the pressure is 150 kPa and 26 degrees Celsius? Take a minute to pause this video and figure out what your answer is. Your final answer should be 1.88 dm cubed.
This is practice problem number 2. Oxygen occupies a fixed container of 5.5 liters at STP. What will happen to the pressure if the temperature rises to 300 K? Take a second to figure this problem out. Your answer should be 111.3 kPa.
Methane is compressed in a closed 15.8 dm cubed container at 101.3 kPa. If the volume drops to 8.7 dm cubed and the temperature begins at 25 degrees Celsius and then drops to 18 degrees Celsius, what will the pressure of the gas be? Pause this to take a second to figure out the answer. The answer is 179.6 kPa. That was Gay-Lussac's law
And Combined Gas Law by Melissa Welch
and szymczak. Hope you enjoyed!
and learn lots.
Good luck on your final.
Go
Go
Cam!
Cam!